Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to the Coffee Club, broadcasting live from New York with your host, Felix, and co-host, Dr. Mark. So let's have a cup of coffee and enjoy the show.
There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
We are live from New York. We are on time.
How about that?
9 o'clock Monday evening, Eastern Time, Eastern Daylight Savings Time, live from Oceanside, New York.
Actually,
is the Coffee Club.
It is Daylight Savings Time.
Eastern Daylight Savings Time.
You don't need Eastern. It's just Daylight Savings.
It is Eastern, though. We are in Eastern. There are people in Western Daylight Savings Time. There are people in Midwest.
No, they're
Pacific.
Pacific time, not Western.
No, Pacific time, yeah. But Pacific Daylight Time.
You see that, folks? The show hasn't even started, and he's busting my chops. Anyway, get ready. Remember this one from back in the 60s? I'm so dizzy, my head is spinning. Like a whirlpool, it never ends. And it's you that's making it spin. You're making me dizzy, Donald Trump. Amazing what has, in 1 week, ladies and gentlemen. Just 1 week. I mean, I wish I could grow hair as much as he makes changes in the White House.
Mark, I think since last week you grew some hair because you said you would grow a hair for every change he's made.
I said I wish. Oh,
your wish came true. Look at the top of your head.
I got a few growing?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, like one of my friends that I used to work with, Tom Meenan, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, what's going on in Washington is beyond comprehension. Last week, Monday, Jared Kushner shows us that he has a voice, and he was questioned in front of the staff of the Intelligence Committee, not necessarily the senators. That was Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, Trump addresses the Boy Scout Jamboree and turns it into a political rally, which is something that should never happen.
But the kids cheered him on.
What do you expect them to do?
Boo him.
I mean, hey, Anyway, Wednesday, healthcare. And he threatened Secretary of Energy Perry, and he threatened...
Perry? What does Perry have to do with the health
He
care?
was on the stage. They had Eagle Scouts up there. Perry was an Eagle Scout. Tom Price. All right. He threatened both of them. You better get this thing passed with health care. Okay. Of course, leave it up to the Maverick on Wednesday. John McCain knew that it was going to be a tight vote, wanted to protect some of the Republican senators like Rob Portman in Ohio and Dean Heller in Nevada. So they all voted for the skinny bill. McCain knew that Collins and Murkowski were going to vote against it. So that left 50 votes if he would go along. And his vote was the one, his negative vote was the one that killed Trump care for good.
Nope.
Trump on the other hand said they shouldn't give up and they should keep trying but nothing basically is going to happen.
No,
I posted for none of you really follows my posts on Facebook.
Of course we do.
But
you're on Facebook?
I'm not talking about this one. But I posted that I grew up as a Democrat, became a progressive, okay? But when I was growing up, it was a liberal household where we weren't ashamed to praise people like Nelson Rockefeller and Jacob Javits, who were both very moderate Republicans, okay, which is something you don't see anymore. But we learned respect. Donald Trump, as far as I could see, has no respect for anybody but Donald Trump. Okay? He appointed Scaramucci, better known as the Mooch, as his new, get this, communications director. And what does Scaramucci do?
He communicated foully.
He was on the phone with Ryan Lizza, who I have been following over the years as a journalist. Never said anything was off the record, number one. Number two, as a White House communications director, you should learn you don't say anything to the press because it's all going to get out there. And he started using expletive deletives talking about Bannon, threatening Reince Preibus and saying that Reince Preibus released his financials, which really, when you're in government service, that's all public knowledge. Anybody can go online and find out what he's worth. Okay?
Well,
at which point, Trump, because he felt that Preibus was not manning up, okay, fires Preibus and moves John Kelly, General John Kelly, four-star General John Kelly, into the White House as chief of staff. And the first thing that John Kelly did Monday morning was tell Trump, Scaramucci's got to go. He can't work with me. That kind of language has no business in the White House. So Scaramucci gets the boot, and we have that revolving door again. However, Scaramucci is not done with Washington because originally he was brought over as some sort of banking and securities person to work with Europe or something, and he'll still have a job because, first of all, Jared and Ivanka like him. Trump likes him. And don't be fooled. Trump loved his tirade. Believe me, if Trump on the Access Hollywood tape can talk about grabbing a woman's pussy, excuse me, ladies, but that's what our president said.
But that was not supposed to be in public.
Doesn't make a difference.
Sure it does. You've never used that word.
You know,
everybody used that word, certain words outside of the public realm that they wouldn't use in public.
He gave Billy Bush an interview on the bus, and they were talking openly.
That was not an
hey, look,
interview. That was not an interview.
By the same token, back in 2012, okay, one of the waiters at one of the functions that Romney was speaking at talked about the 47% that consider themselves on the government payroll and they collect welfare because they'll never work, okay? So when you're in the public eye, it doesn't make a difference. You have to be very careful what you say. And I would like to quote my late Uncle Jaime, who said this many times, and I've said it on the show. When you are traveling this wide world, of these three things beware: of whom you speak, to whom you speak, and how and when and where. Okay? I told my son before he became a cop, when he graduated from the academy, I said everybody has an iPhone that takes pictures, that takes videos, and that records. And it's very difficult to disprove a video when somebody's watching it. Sort of like what Jon Stewart used to do on The Daily Show, and Warner Wolf used to do in sports when Warner Wolf would say, let's go to the videotape. Okay? Again, I wish I had a hair on my head for every time Jon Stewart caught Newt Gingrich in a lie, saying one thing back in '94 when he was Speaker of the House, and then when he was just a Republican pundit, saying something entirely different back in 2011, 2010, 2012, etc. So you've got to be very careful what you say. Problem is, in Washington today, nobody knows what the president is going to say until they read their Twitter feed. So therefore, they have no idea what to prepare for. They have no idea how to defend him, what to say, and he just goes on doing whatever he pleases.
I like that in a man. Independent. Now, did you hear what he said today? Or was it yesterday?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But the Congress and health care?
Yeah, and he totally washes his hands of the fact that I'm not going to own this, he said. A few times he said it. He says, this is on the Democrats' hands. This is on the Congress's hands. He said, I have nothing to do with it. Well, you know something? He didn't do a damn thing to try to get it passed.
Did you know what I'm talking about even?
No.
Oh, so you just...
Well, you never know what I'm talking about, so what's the difference?
What? You don't know what he told today that he's going to take away all the benefits from Congress on medical insurance.
He can't do that. Not only can he do that, but ladies and gentlemen, he can't tell the military that transgendered soldiers are no longer welcome to serve in our armed forces.
He never did.
Oh, yes, he did.
He made a Twitter, but he never made it official with anybody.
According to him, that's how he does.
Not for...
okay.
No. That's how he tells the people. That's how he tells the people what he's thinking. He cannot tweet any official directives.
It's called tweets.
Okay, he cannot tweet any
But you give me the tweets.
Tweets, twats. It doesn't matter. He cannot use...
Did you say twat?
I did. You said pussy, I said twat.
My God.
You still cannot...
The level that this show is sinking to, ladies and gentlemen.
But you cannot get the directives from your tweets. It has to do with the
No,
right
it has to... Anytime, it has to go through channels.
Yes, so his tweets mean absolutely nothing except what he feels like saying. You're right. He cannot take away the benefits from Congress. Do you know why?
There's a committee to do that.
No. Well, there's one man that can do it, and he's still a Obama holdover, and he wants to leave all the benefits for Congress.
Well,
so he's one of the people that haven't been replaced yet.
Oh, how do you know he won't be?
Once he's replaced, then any normal person would take away their benefits. So then they would fight for themselves as well as the people of the United States. Right now, they do get Obamacare. They all get Obamacare. They get it from the from the exchanges, but they get money so they can buy triple gold plus. They buy every benefit that was possible, and it costs them nothing. So how can they complain? Trump says, hey.
Well, you'll excuse me, but the Democrats didn't celebrate. Okay, the Democrats wanted to work with them, but you see, it's a matter of semantics. It's all language. The Republicans wanted repeal and replace, but the Democrats wanted them